We will play d4 again, just to mix it up too. Any good resources of where to start good carrots? Ale, I've mostly, for me, it's been trial and error. I definitely think on YouTube you can find a lot of videos. Also here, I do quite like in the practice, and you go into the openings on chess.com, you can definitely play against the computer, and it gives you the book moves and stuff. But I haven't spent too much time. I mostly play like a whole bunch of games, we'll say. All right, d6. They're gonna play a King's Indian, I believe. After c4, knight f6. Let me see if they want to play this. See if they want to go into this. Okay. Now, do I want to go into this endgame? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. What if I do? What if I don't? I think I will just play into it. After I take, they can technically either check and collect. I think I'm just going to take it. Always have to be careful of the diagonals, but I don't see any massive threats. Hello, Raul. Yeah, Alex, Ale, definitely try it out. It's quite good for just kind of getting a feel for the book moves. I don't overdo the lines though. I try to use it for a way to see common squares where pieces end up on, if that makes sense. Raul, man, how you doing? All right, here I could take this. Now, some of these lines are not necessarily great going into these endgames. I don't see any reason not to go to this one. There's some of these are known to be better for black, but I don't know if this is one. I'm just going to do this and simplify, because sometimes people are scared to trade queens. I don't see any reason why you should be scared to trade queens, especially when it's equal material, and only one of us now can castle. And from this point forward, all I have to do is develop my pieces, and there will be no threats. So I'm going to develop. And what I mean by no threats, it's not that they can't make threats, it's just there are no immediate threats that I'm not the first one making a move for. Oh, no worries, Raul. We're just doing a rapid slow run right now. So as you can see, my rating is currently 256 after winning some games. Okay, now some people also might be like, hey, let's jump and trade, but there's not something I would recommend. There's no reason to do any of that yet. When you're in a situation like this, it's good to think about like where are the most common squares they can actually go, like to finish their development. So maybe here they go g6, bishop g7. Maybe they wanted to go there if I go here, which in that case I could actually just jump in if I wanted to, and then they have to kind of go back to e6, which is not ideal because I'd be threatening this. I'm going to do this anyway because I don't mind if they want to trade a bishop for the knight. We'll see. Why you're stuck at 800? Why, Pudding Bro, what do you end up doing? Or is it because of these 300s is pretty rough, huh? I'm not necessarily playing all of the best moves that I consider to be best. I'm just trying to play solid, not blundering. It is, look, some of these 200s do not feel like 200s, I will say that. I also have barely slept for 3 days straight, so maybe I'm just not playing so well. Haven't lost one yet, but it could definitely happen. All right, I assume either bishop g4 perhaps, g6, bishop g7, so bishop g4. So there's a few moves I could consider here. Like I was saying, I could immediately attack this bishop because they have to play 2 moves if I do that. They could either go here, they have to basically protect this. Otherwise, I'm likely going to capture. I could just let them take this. I don't see it as an issue if they take this because this bishop, totally fine for me. Some people might be thinking, oh, h3, probably also a fine move because if h3 and they take and takes, this bishop will come out, but you know what, maybe g3 is best. g3, if they take and take, I have a bit of a weird pawn structure, but the bishop will be able to come to either g2 or to this very active diag, which is h3. I could also do absolutely nothing with that, and I could probably just bring in another piece, and I think I might actually just do this and castle. Let's finish the development more quickly to castling. If that makes sense. Yeah, Ale, I was considering that. I might have to work that out at some stage. I haven't figured out how to do a lot of that stuff yet. Maybe for the next one, I'll get it up on the screen. Maybe there's some API thing I can work out, something. Just wins losses from a certain date or something, maybe. And yes, once I get to 2000, I'll probably, I'm not going to do it all today, but once I do get to 2000 eventually, I'll just do the same thing with Blitz. Okay, so they're moving the king again. Seems a bit risky. Okay, I don't see any reason not to castle long. Sometimes when you want to castle long, you have to be careful like bishop e4s, but that doesn't happen here because of this. Now, the most common ways they want to develop here are either knight c8, sorry, knight c6, I was just eyeing off the knight on c8, but knight c6, that could come to b4. If knight c6, I'll consider going a3 just to prevent the jump over there. And if the jump comes over here, then I have to consider it too. I could actually be aware of the fact that they want to do that. I could go a3 first. I don't think that's a good move though, so let me see. 50-50. I managed to get this guy, huh? You know what? I might go g3, bishop g2, in case this opens up. I'm actually going to do this. It's not necessarily the best move either. They've wasted a bit of a move doing this. I would castle, but I kind of want to be active like as soon as possible. If I get bishop g2, if they, okay, so they're going to do this. Now I actually have this diagonal too, so they have to be very careful here. This is very close to threatening a mate. If they let me get it, I'm going to castle long. Speed. What's up, bro? I do not have a subs command. So yes, I might consider this. We'll see what they're going to do. So this and this would actually be a mate, I think. They will have no squares. So I wouldn't always advocate for doing stuff like this. But I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna make this move and just see if they notice my threat or not. They might go like this because they might think I'm attacking the rook, which, you know, knights on the rim are usually not great, but in this case, look, they want to develop. If they do something over here, then the structure's already a bit cooked. If they push this pawn, for example, I can move back and then I can possibly try to attack here too. So we'll see. This doesn't really help, does it? One sec. No, it doesn't help. This is just winning. So it doesn't help. I just go here and I win the rook anyway. So I think I will just do this. I'm going to be curious to see if the computer thinks that was the best move or not. It probably wasn't. But here it is winning the rook. They only have one move, in fact. Yes, and maybe there's better moves here, I'm not sure. I will just simply take the rook. It's a free rook. And then I can actually go rook d8, pinning this guy if it tries to move it, and also winning this too. So probably we're going to get a whole bunch of forced trades, because after rook d8, they actually have to go bishop g7 if they don't want to lose this knight. Or actually, that's not true. They have this. I could also play slowly. I could go there, but this might open up. I think I will just do this. Trades are obviously good for me. I am up an exchange already, so trades are definitely good. Bishop g7, I will not hesitate. I will take that. And then I will take this too. Okay, they are missing the point, I think. This, unfortunately for them, is completely losing now. Because after bishop there, it takes, and then, I don't know. It's a little bit cooked. A little bit cooked. So I can consider this, by the way. Or I can leave this and actually keep it pinned. So I will take this. They have to take back, and now I'm threatening to simply win this. However, I have to be careful. They do have this move. But I can go here first, which takes away this diag. No, I have no reason to. I'm actually just going to do this. Knight here attacking this. I'll probably move back there. Maybe I'm moving too quickly. We'll see. We'll see if they manage to find the moves I'm thinking about, which maybe they will, maybe they won't. Okay, that is unfortunately going to lose as well, because this was the threat that I was trying to set up anyway, just pinning the knight to the bishop, and now I will gracefully take their bishop. I might try to attack him. Just gonna take. I think best move was knight c6, because I realized then I couldn't, maybe I would have taken, maybe not, but my threat would have been a bit of a waste of time, because after bishop c3, b4, I don't have that threat anymore. Scotty, what's up, man? How are you doing? We're just doing a rapid slow run, so I've started this one today. We're currently at 256 elos. The goal, not entirely today, but is to get to 2000. So this looks like it puts a spanner in the works. It doesn't really though, because I'm still going to be up a piece in the end of this. I will take it. It will be a rook and a piece for a piece in the end. Like as in, that's what will be left. I will take this. And I have no reason not to take an extra pawn too. Okay. That's actually a good move, by the way. That is actually a good move. Because I was going to take that for free. To be honest, it's unfortunately everything is losing now. So I'm just going to, I could take this one or this one. I think I'll take this one because the chain kind of collapses. They push, I just take. They give a check. Just move the king. I'm not scared of this. Be pretty hard pressed to lose this. I'm up 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm up a pawn as well. Even if I blundered the entire rook, likely I'd be able to win this because these pawns are on the light squares. They will not be able to collect enough of my pawns. That's a decent move. Two options. One, do I defend this? I probably don't need to. I think I'd just take this. They want to take. I'll just take this one. Then I bring in the rook behind the pawn and just push it. In fact, I could probably just start doing it now, but why not just take a free pawn? Unnecessary. I'm just going to do this. Hard for them to play for sure. Okay, I'm not sure what that pawn push accomplishes, but I think it's probably just hard for them to think of a plan here. It's obviously very losing, so. Push, 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 and somewhere along the way they're probably going to sack the bishop for it, and then I will push, 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 push. So yes, they can get the bishop behind it, I guess. That is okay. I will simply take it. Too many pawns. Otherwise, I will bring the king in and I will checkmate them. I will take this bishop. Always be very careful of stalemates, but at the very least, I know here they at least have 2 moves. So 2 moves, and the king is most definitely not cut off. They'll push, they will pray for some sort of stalemate. I'm actually going to cut the king off here. They still have these squares, so this king is going to be mated. I'm going to promote, and I'm going to promote on a8 or on a3. So here it's either checkmate here or it's a checkmate here. That was the idea. Checkmate, king is cut off. And that is something you could learn from a puzzle. Okay. Let's have a look at this and see what the computer thinks. I do not know if it was ideal to go into the endgame. I do not know if knight h4 was right. I should probably say this is what I think about before I analyze a game. Yes, I'm going straight to the game review, but I actually wouldn't recommend it if you're still trying to improve some of this stuff. I would try to think of this stuff first yourself, maybe spend a minute. But at the very least, I've gone into this curious about 2 points in the game. So the first point I was curious about was at one stage when I went, when I went my knight from jumping from here. I was curious if that was the best move or if it was bad, because I ended up putting the knight on the rim, which is not great usually. And then the other part was, what was the other thing? Well, there was a few things I wasn't sure about, but the main thing I wasn't sure about was if jumping the knight there was correct or not, preventing the mate. And going into the endgame, I should say. Here, okay, they went c5. I wasn't sure. I thought they were originally planning on playing a King's Indian kind of thing. Like this, sorry, or here, here, and just kind of this normal stuff, which you kind of get a lot, but maybe not here. This is King's Indian, I believe. Yeah, bro. Jeez Louise, man. Let me go back. So they went there. I just decided to take it. I didn't see any reason not to, because it will be me leading the development. Already I am, because I'm white, but now they can't castle, I can. So if any threats did happen, I could still try to castle. And this bishop, which is usually quite annoying with this check, is unable to do the checks because their own pawn is in the way. Simply develop. Bring out the other knight. I just developed the bishop because this is not going to be good for them. Apparently it's the best move, but I still don't think it's good for them for 2 reasons. One, I can capture towards the center and bring the bishop out this way. Probably is the best move. Bring out this way if I want to. Or 2, capture this way, bring out the bishop this way too, and whichever way I capture, this knight can now no longer jump to this square or this square. Maybe they go this way. It's already not great. I know the computer only says it's slightly better for white, but this feels like it would be hard for black to play. King c8, I'm not quite sure. I think they thought I was going to take this knight, which I most definitely wouldn't have. It would have been not great for me to do that. Here I took castles. Simply, I castled here because I was aware that this is cutting the king off completely on this square already. G6 once again, they were not seeing the threat. I consider this right away as well, because after takes, I could either take this way or this way. It just seemed like it was going to be good for me. Apparently that wasn't good for me. Then this, obviously, let's just say they went here, this would have been a checkmate. So this was my idea. It was a bit cheesy, but I thought checkmate, if they do it, King is cut off, just the power of the rook. King can't go here because of the bishop. King can't go here. Same thing. So that would have been a nice checkmate. Wouldn't usually recommend it, but I also was aware that if they push this pawn, I'm winning the rook. So I thought maybe they were going to go this and blunder the checkmate. They did not. So good for them that they didn't, but it does unfortunately lead to losing a rook. And then here, I did just pin the king. You know, if they try something random, like this is preventing them from developing properly. I'm up a piece, I always want to trade, or I'm up an exchange, sorry. So I always want to trade down, just eliminate any threats. Here they basically have to go there at some stage, so I was aware of that. This was a free pawn. I think they kind of panicked. They thought they only saw this. They didn't see that they could go there. Decided to take and trade. And this, once again, as well, me just trying to be a bit cheesy, just trying to pin it to win it. But yes, ideally, I just take the free pawn, you know. And then after this, it's also preventing this, and then they can't take because I would also take. I actually didn't see all that. I was kind of a bit, had some eyes on the prize. But it would have prevented some of this. I did originally consider maybe bishop h3 at some stage to prevent the knight getting in this way, but the knight still could have jumped to c6, so... Oh, what am I doing here? Oh, keep it back. Okay, this I just pushed, and yes, I pushed this. Very common at lower ratings as well. People think if you push a pawn and it's attacking your pawn that you have to take. Unfortunately, that is not the case, and frequently that's where a game is lost. Give you a hug. Okay, Perk. Here's a hug. I guess we're virtually hugging. Okay. Here, I just traded simples. And yes, I was not concerned about them taking my f-pawn. I was just going to clear a path for my f-pawn as well. So by taking all these pawns, this has just got a clear path, and this has a clear path. So even if they blockade with a bishop, I thought maybe they would have tried something like this. I don't know. And then after this, I just push, and then at some stage they block the pawn there, but then I moved the other pawn. So yes, it was lost. It was just dead loss here already. So. And yes, had they after this, had they moved back, sorry, push, had they moved back, I would have gone here, and then had they just moved again, it would have been a checkmate. So it was either checkmate here or it was going to be a checkmate here. So it was pretty easy to calculate.